Chapter 7, Consumer Protection. Question 5. Answer in brief. 4 marks each. 1. Explain any 4 needs of consumer protection. Answer. A consumer means any individual, group, or an organization that consumes or uses any commodity or service through a market, for end use, or for final consumption. Need for consumer protection can be explained briefly, as under. 1. Malpractices of businessmen. The main objective of consumer movement is to restrict the malpractices adopted by the business community, such as charging higher prices, supplying inferior quality goods, creating artificial shortage, etc. Fraudulent, unethical, and monopolistic trade practices by businessmen lead to exploitation of consumers. 2. Misleading advertising. Some businessmen give misleading information about quality, safety, and utility of products, because of which consumers do not know the real quality of advertised goods. Therefore, a mechanism is needed to prevent misleading advertisement. 3. Ignorance. Ignorance of consumers is the main cause of exploitation by business. Most of the consumers are ignorant about their rights, market conditions, price levels, etc. Many a times, consumers do not even realize that they are being cheated by sellers, and therefore, a system is required to protect them from business malpractices. 4. Need of participation of consumers. Consumers are not taken into confidence while taking certain decisions which affect their interest. Only a strong consumer organization can pressurize business organizations to allow consumer participation in the decision-making process. 2. State any 4 rights of the consumer. Answer. Every consumer must be aware of his rights. These rights protect consumers from being cheated by salesman, manufacturer, and shopkeeper. Consumers' rights play an important role in their protection and safety. They can put pressure on manufacturers and traders for safeguarding their rights. Under the Consumer Protection Act, 2019, a consumer has various rights, and following are 4 of them. 1. Right to safety. This consumer right is referred to as right to be protected against marketing of goods and services which are hazardous to life and property. This right protects consumers against products, production processes and services which are hazardous to health or life. If the goods are hazardous in nature, then consumers should be given clear instructions regarding proper use of the product. It is applicable to specific areas like medicines, electrical appliances, food, etc. For example, a chemist should not sell medicines after expiry dates. The GI has given safety standards in the form of AgMark, ISI, BIS, Hallmark, etc. 2. Right to information. The right to information is defined as the right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard, and price of goods and services, so as to protect the consumer against unfair trade practices. According to this right, consumers should be informed about all aspects of goods and services, like price, name of manufacturer, contents used, batch number if any, date of manufacture, and expiry date, user manual, and safety instructions, etc. It is applicable to food products, medicines, spare parts, or any other consumer products or services. 3. Right to choose. Right to choose can be defined as the right to be assured, wherever possible, to have access to a variety of goods and services at competitive prices. According to this right, consumers should be given full freedom to select an article as per his requirement, liking, and purchasing capacity. As per this right, the seller cannot compel consumer to buy particular product, and hence, emergence of monopoly is prevented. It is applicable to various goods and services, like telecommunication, travel and tourism, banking, electronics, fast-moving consumer goods, that is, FMCG, etc. 4. Right to be heard. Right to be heard is defined as the right to be heard and assured that consumers' interests will receive due consideration at appropriate forums. According to this right, consumers have opportunity to voice their complaint to the consumer forum and also give suggestions to manufacturers or traders on certain matters such as quality, quantity, price, packaging, etc. Nowadays, consumers can file online complaints through portal or mobile applications. 3. Explain any 4 responsibilities of the consumer. Answer. There are various responsibilities of the consumer, and following are 4 of them. 1. Consumer should use his rights. The Consumer Protection Act, 2019, has given many rights to consumers, with regard to goods and services. It is the responsibility of the consumers, that they should be aware of their rights, while buying. 2. Cautious consumer. It is the responsibility of the consumer, to be cautious, and to question about prices, about quantity, and quality of goods and services he intends to purchase. He should look around, ask questions, and listen carefully. 3. Filing of complaint. If the consumer has any complaint about the goods and services, it is his responsibility to approach the concerned officer within reasonable time, that is, before expiry of guarantee or warranty. If consumers ignore the dishonest acts of businessmen, it will encourage more unethical business practices. 4. Quality conscious. Consumers are usually attracted towards discounts, various schemes, cheap prices, etc. Consumers should never compromise on the quality of goods, and should not buy inferior goods out of greed for less prices. The symbols such as ISI, Agmark, Hallmark, FPO, etc., are indicative of the good quality of the goods. 4. State the role of NGO in consumer protection. Answer. Non-government organizations, that is, NGOs, are voluntary non-profit and non-political organizations which aim at promoting the welfare of the people. These organizations also protect consumers from hazardous products, false advertising, pollution, etc. They function through protests, campaigns, etc. They create awareness among consumers about their rights and also advise them on legal action to be taken in case of dispute. Examples of NGOs are Consumer Guidance Society of India, CGSI. Voluntary Organization in Interest of Consumer Education, VOICE. Consumer Education and Research Center, CERC. Mumbai Grahak Panchayat, MGP. Grahak Shakti, GS. The role of NGOs can be better understood through their functions, which are as under. 1. To undertake various programs for creating awareness about consumer rights. 2. To organize training programs for common consumers. 3. To provide guidance to consumers in respect of legal matters. 4. To publish various periodicals and journals to enlighten consumers about their consumer-related developments. 5. To make suggestions and recommendations to government while framing policies. 6. To interact with businessmen, chambers of commerce, etc., for ensuring a better deal for consumers. 7. To file PIL on important issues, such as ban on a product injurious to public health.